Performer is famous in the open mic and storytelling community for vulgarity and potty humor and offensive language. So if that sounds like something you don't want to listen to, it might be a good time to order a beer or some food. For the rest of you, please welcome the Reverend Pat D.
When Greg was born into this world, he felt quite quiet and afraid to say anything that might be controversial or offensive because even at an early age, he had a dreadful inkling that most people in this world are a bunch of snowflakes. Which also means that most people in this world are a bunch of fucking assholes. He found out right away, once he started going to school, and the degenerate conformist pieces of fucking filth started bullying him just for having a mind of his own. And Greg felt puzzled, as it didn't make any sense that he was on the wrong planet that is infested with a bunch of savages and fucking assholes. Greg also had Asperger's, which was a major contributing factor as to why he didn't fit in with the uncivilized, stupid apes of this planet. Greg also had sensory issues, which included there were a lot of things about mainstream society that annoyed the fuck out of him, and there were a lot of foods that he couldn't stand to eat, especially cheesecake. They had a party at the school, and the only thing they had to eat was cheesecake, and he refused to eat it, so they started making fun of him and pressured him to eat the cheesecake. So he gave in, and while he was eating the cheesecake, he started to get nauseous, and he said, "I can't eat this." And the fucking degenerate conformist pieces of fucking filth said, "Eat the cheesecake, you fucking sissy." So he did it. He put his hand over his mouth and he puked up the cheesecake. And then he ended up putting the vomit in with the rest of the cheesecake. So in other words, he took a piece and he left a piece. Or should I say he decided to leave a piece. But amazingly, the piece of cheesecake with Greg's vomit on it didn't look that much different than the rest of the cheesecake. It didn't smell that much different than the rest of the cheesecake either. People were disgusted and horrified when they saw him do that. And the degenerate fucking conformist pieces of fucking filth would bully Greg for years, and every day they took pieces of cheesecake and they threw it at him. One day, Greg was crying over the way that he had treated, and he said, "I admire Eric and Dylan for what they did at Columbine, and I'm going to get a gun and I'm going to shoot you, motherfuckers." And the teacher overheard him say that, and the fucking police showed up, and they took Greg to a mental institution where they fucked him over, and I'm not going to go into all the details, and they treated him like shit. And that always helps someone after they've helped someone heal from trauma. Not. They told him that Eric and Dylan were just a bunch of cowards, and they told him that he was a sick weirdo for admiring cowards like that. Oh, really? So if Eric and Dylan were cowards, then what the fuck is a bully? Sure, it takes a lot of balls for 4 or 5 degenerate fucking pieces of fucking filth to beat the shit out of one person. God, that takes so much fucking courage. There was another time when the bullies were beating the shit out of him so bad, and he had to go to the hospital, and he told the bullies, "I'm going to kill you." And then Greg got arrested and charged with making terroristic threats. And the bullies were able to get off scot-free, even though he was beaten up so bad he had to go to the hospital. That is so unfucking fair. And if that's not bad enough, Greg was put on a tyrannical, authoritarian government shit list, and he was deemed mentally unfit to ever be allowed to own a firearm. But he wanted to get revenge for what those degenerate conformist pieces of fucking filth did to him. If he can't get a gun, then how is Greg going to get even with them? By practicing witchcraft. Greg was able to get ideas from supernatural forces on how to get even with those fucking assholes that did that to him. And Greg decided to get the perfect weapon, which was a cheesecake. He then jerked off and squirted his load all over the cheesecake. He then brought the cheesecake to school, and he approached the bullies and he said, "Look, I can eat cheesecake now, dude." So he started eating the cheesecake and he was vomiting uncontrollably. And he took the vomit and he started throwing it at the bullies. And they said, "You're dead, you fucking weirdo." And as they approached him, they felt horrible pain as Greg's vomit had acid in it, which would cause them, oh, what the fuck? Oh, it caused their skin to burn real bad. And it started burning so bad and they started feeling horrible pain. And it started to cause them to disintegrate, and they turned into liquid shit, which is they were always shit in the first place, in an extremely painful way. Other assholes started beating the shit out of Greg, but they got some of Greg's vomit on their hands, which caused them to disintegrate and turn into liquid shit. This is way better than what happened at Columbine. Then the fucking police showed up, and they were able to throw the vomit at the police officers, causing them to disintegrate and turn into liquid shit. But a police officer pulled out his gun and shot Greg, and I'm afraid that he croaked. It is important to remember Greg in a feeling of joy and not sorrow, as he is now in a much better place. Greg got to enter the kingdom of David Carradine. And that was possible all because David Carradine croaked while he was jerking off at the exact same moment that yours truly, the Reverend Pat D, got diagnosed with Asperger's. Greg got to see Eric and Dylan from Columbine there after he got in the kingdom of David Carradine. But if that's not all, even Charles Manson was there, and Charles Manson was fucking beautiful. David Carradine was a kung fu actor. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. But a bully will not be allowed to enter the kingdom of David Carradine after they croak, as they violated at least 2 of the 13 commandments, which are, "Thou shalt not be a bully, and thou shalt not be an asshole."
Melissa, do you have any cheesecake-related slides or anything?